Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including decisions about merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque, then in the same church, in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 427th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I will be host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And of course, once again, we are joined with the members and support members of the Universal Council, who will be presenting today's program. So let us engage. Let me get the program up here and shared. We're going to have a little different format today, as some of the regulars may notice, and we invite the interaction of the attendees and our audience here. That'll be part of the difference that'll get explained by members of the Universal Council as we go along today. So I think we are ready to begin.
Yes, thank you, Rick, and thank everyone. We will, and welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. We're going to try something different. We're going to open everyone's mics or offer you a mic, and again, to contribute. We're not trying to make the program longer, though, but we're trying to have everyone have an input if they'd like to, or if the soul prompts you to. So again, you won't have to raise your hand. We'll offer you the mic as we go into the program. And if you'd like to contribute something, or again, add to the energies of the program or the knowledge and so on, we invite you to do that, encourage you to do that. So as I said, we're going to open all the mics in time, and want to thank everyone for joining us today as we create an environment of peace and loving within ourselves first, and then the others. Also, we want to thank all the souls for being here in the matter state or in the energy dimension, as we all, in a way, I was thinking about this earlier, contributed another brick in the wall of this new plasma city, or maybe add another field in the dome of the city. And this is what's been gifted to humanity by the Keshe Foundation. And of course, we all are the Keshe Foundation, if you want to look at it. So we're here to support, to develop, and expand these systems and the networks that are being generated. They all seem to be in their infancy, but they're yet quite powerful. I've often wondered when Mr. Keshe talked about these new plasma cities, and he said they're testing them somewhere in undisclosed locations. Perhaps one was in China, another one perhaps in Europe. But then I said I'd have to move, and this would be a bit unsettling and so on. And I was just wondering about these plasma cities. But I think the game of peace and enlightenment is that plasma city. And these plasma cities have no crime, Mr. Keshe was talking about. There's no jails. There's no supermarkets. There's no power stations. And everyone seems to be on a very, very good behavior, like in the Forbidden City, where it's almost forbidden to do anything wrong in a way. But now I see that this plasma city has already been, in a way, roughed out for us, as I said, in the game of peace and enlightenment. And all we have to do is move in. So again, that's up to you. So welcome to the, as Sweta likes to say, the beautiful energy of peace and love and cooperation and collaboration of the Keshe Foundation. So if anyone would like to add anything else, please do. But I think this is the new plasma city. Instead of us moving to a location, the location is there, and we can move in and out of it as we choose. And as Mr. Keshe said in this last workshop about the delivery, physical delivery of GAN's harvested food, but also the purity of delivering that same thing through the cosmic ray energy. This will be the feeding in the new plasma city. And then, of course, I'm sure there'll be a research center there, and some sort of power apparatus for energy and travel. There'll be a travel center. as well. So it's all being set up. We just have to participate, expand it, develop it. And of course, it's up to you as you see it. You're the captain of your own ship. Anyone else want to add anything else to this idea we had today? I see Rick is fast at work here, giving everyone a mic.
Yeah, the talking is permitted for each of the microphones now. We do have one open. I'm not sure if they wanted to say something from Juanito.
And if they can't control the mic or inadvertently open it, we'll just either mute it or put you back into the attendees, correct?
Well, they're all attendees right now. I just don't allowed the mics to open. So
okay. Or we
can
right. So no problem.
Monitor that.
Yeah, you're all encouraged. So the idea of the new plasma city, rather than moving there, we move into the game of peace and enlightenment. This is the new plasma city. This is the dome of peace and loving, I believe. Now I see two mics have come open, but do we have a voice? Okay, we can mute those. No problem. Anyone else want to add anything else before we go to the next slide? Again, all encouraged to participate. Add your fields, add your energies to this Dome of Peace network. And of course, you don't have to agree with everything. The creation starts with an imbalance of fields. So you can feel free to voice anything you'd like in a way.
Yes, my dear Mark.
Go ahead, please. I was just going to say, we haven't even set names on some of the backgrounds that we're doing today. We're just letting the souls interact, and whoever's prompted may open their mic. So we all have that opportunity. We're working with the soul of the Universal Council plus our souls, and they're all in communication. So let's see how it goes. It could be a failure, or most tests sometimes don't work the first time, but we'll just play with this a little bit and let the Universal Council members examine it and see how we go forward. Thank you, Shweta.
Oh, thank you, my dear Mark. This is, as we are as a collective, we are one soul of peace. So we are all universal, dear beautiful souls, and you are welcome to say according to gratitude. You are all here always. You say what you want to say as an introduction. As soul being, we are. So all we are, in this beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, we are all together. So as you say, dear beautiful soul, in every part, in every way, open your mic, say something. This is a long experience. You can say so many things. So thank you for being here. Welcome as Mark and I, as one soul, one voice, one heart. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, dear beautiful souls, to this universal love. Do join, have your say. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salam. The World Peace Treaty. Welcome anybody, any beautiful soul want to say something about the World Peace Treaty? You can open your mic and say. We as citizens of the earth from this moment to accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body and soul, dear beautiful soul. We are present. And I will also say that when it is not like, we came here only to We really think that and believe that millions of evolved souls would say yes to come to Earth just to die in a totalitarian new world order we are having, we are being through, we are here experiencing this illusion, Maya? Absolutely not. We came to flip this world upside down back to its original state. We came here for the new earth, for world peace, for immortal golden age, a new Eden. We came here for an intergalactic evolved society. This has been said by a beautiful soul, beautiful, beautiful soul. And yes, this is a peace treaty, dear beautiful. And this is the key. Everything starts from within, the inner sanctum. The universal love starts there when we are in peace. We have experience like that, you know. So this is the World Peace Treaty, and there is a treaty to sign. And please do sign the World Peace Treaty with your pen, with your soul pen. Be in peace. Everything starts from that. And the step forward is the path of peace and enlightenment, dear beautiful soul. And everything starts from you, we, us, from our heart and soul. So awaken, awaken. Thank you, dear beautiful soul. Anybody wants to say about the peace treaty or about peace, world peace? So much
I'll add
welcome.
a few things.
Oh, thank you.
So, we hear that it's the World Peace Treaty. Now, when we hear the treaty, it almost sounds like an agreement, but there is the root of the treaty, which is the treat, how we treat each other. So, when we say World Peace Treaty, maybe we should say, maybe we should think about how we peacefully treat others. How we treat others is, in a way, the universal conduct. Conduct of beings belonging to the universal community. So this little word, treat, is we sign the treaty. Shweta was mentioning we sign the treaty. How do we sign the treaty? First is that, we conceive of the thought or the intention that we are signing the treaty at the soul level. And then in the end, it's the sign is really our action in how we treat others. This is the treaty. This is in the conduct. The signature, our signature is our conduct, nothing more, nothing less. And this is the universal conduct. The intention and the conduct are only separated by the words, but they are all three are the same. Think good, talk good, act good. Act good is the conduct. And talking good is part of it. But it all comes down to the treaty, the treatment, the way we treat others, our conduct. We are not just here for this plan. We are here in this universe or unicos, among all the universal beings as universal beings. So the treaty is nothing but the conduct that is the manifestation of our intention. It's very easy. No? Thank you very much. I'll end here.
That was an interesting point, Mosfeq, how you treat people in space. So again, is that space, that brain and that soul within there when an image of you, or I think of you, perhaps Mosfeq or someone else comes into that space? And how do I look at that? Do I say you should do this or that person, or do I think good, speak good, and in a way elevate that soul and not take away from that soul in space? Just something I was thinking about. And also, somebody was saying, or I think this would work, if someone you know has high blood pressure and they're trying to deal with it or whatever, if you can sort of have them run a little test or work with them with this thinking, speaking, and acting good within their own structure, I bet we can see a drop in the blood pressure as you're creating some sort of dome of peace around you. It has a protective and an elevating fashion, and I do believe it lowers your blood pressure. So it's just a little experiment. You can pass that on to someone because you're creating a more peaceful environment than a more aggravated environment. If you can achieve this or work with this, as I said, it's easier said than done. But I think that's an easy way through the emotion to lower the blood pressure just by thinking, speaking, and acting good. But as we all know, it's not as easy said as done, as we're all working in that direction. Just a thought I wanted to add.
Thank you, Mark, my dear. Thank you, Moshfik.
Merci,
So
Moshfik.
Oh,
Allô?
hello.
Hello, Svetla. Is it Win
Oh, hello, hello.
or Guillaume? Hello. Yeah, I
Please,
would
please,
like
welcome,
to,
welcome.
thank you. I would like to ponder or loudly think of one aspect about the treaty, which is it a bound between my physicality and my soul? It's not like imposing or on my physicality to conduct well, but it's a kind of bound to that lead me to behave, to kind of restrain my thinking or harming or whatever bad intention that I have, that my physicality have. Any idea about in that sense for all of you?
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
quite
yes, my
understand. Did someone else?
Oh, please welcome, Mark.
No, I didn't understand. Can you explain more?
Yeah, Mark. I'm just wondering if signing the treaty, is it kind of a bound, impose to my physicality not to do wrong? Because my physicality can behave, but can misbehave. So signing the treaty, is it a way to restrain my physicality in action, thinking, and speaking? Or is it just some idea or some feel that lead my physicality to a peaceful way of living?
The way
Is it
I
clearer?
would, yes, the way I would look at it this way, instead of binding, think of it in a way, we are essentially giving our soul's purpose the priority. The physicality follows what the soul is. and its connection, the soul's connection to the Creator. There is no, it's not, no forcing in a sense. It's in a sense of linking with the higher purpose, the purpose of soul. And your physicality, it's just serving that purpose instead of affected by other fields that may lead it away from this original purpose. That's probably the simplest way of putting it. What you're saying, it's nobody else but your own soul that you are being guided by. And again, your soul is also connected to the well-being of other souls too. So we are united in a way. So once we reach that point, physicality follows the perfect lead of the soul. There is no coercion involved in a way here. I hope I made it clear. Does that make sense?
Is there a binding or is there an agreement or some sort of like a binding agreement? Is the physicality, does it get bound by this treaty? Is there something that, I think, in my opinion, it's if we look at the original treaty, let me get it back up here for a second.
While Rick is putting that up, I just wanted to say we're trying to get the lion and the lamb to eat and sleep in the same nest, as we heard in the intro. We know what the lion is, that physicality and soul of physicality, and the lamb would be, to me, the soul of the man or the creator. And we're trying to move those two closer together. They're both aware of each other. They have an uncomfortable relationship in a way. And we're trying to smooth that out and maybe picture it as the electron moving a little bit closer, not becoming part of the proton, but just moving closer to it rather than further away.
So what I wanted to point out is in the original World Peace Treaty, it has, when it says to lay down all tools of aggression and war, and to this we or I all agree and swear with our or my, delete as appropriate, nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body or bodies, and soul or souls. So if you are signing this World Peace Treaty on behalf of your Aboriginal nation, as in the case of that occurred years ago, or your city council, maybe that agrees to, not to get involved with war, your religion, or on behalf of your town, behalf of your body, or on behalf of your soul. And so in a way, there are different perspectives and positions that one might sign this World Peace Treaty with. And perhaps the highest way to sign it, or the most elevated, would be to sign with your soul. That doesn't even really require a pen as far as that goes. But the act of signing with your soul, it seems like the physicality becomes aware at that point that there is the soul and physicality, and it has to either agree to what the soul has determined, or at least it's under observation after that point, because it can no longer claim ignorance of that connection. And so perhaps the soul kind of keeps an eye on the physicality, and perhaps our physicality keeps an eye on itself and starts to create a stronger connection between the soul. And in any case, they seem to interact with each other to produce this less aggressive, way of going about things, behavior, actions. So that's one way to look at it.
So, Rick, when you sign this treaty, does that mean you've arrived? Or is that, as they say in China, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step?
Well, it all depends on who you're signing for. If you're signing for all of your nation, imagine if the head of a country agreed that our nation is not going to develop any tools of war. Every single country of the world right now develops tools of war. They all have their ways of making weapons of war. But what if one of them started a revolution by saying, no, we're not going to have any of our industries have anything to do with war. And we're not going to educate people about tools of war and aggression and all that sort of thing. And, then they would be signing on behalf of the physicalities. It's hard to say if they can sign on behalf of all the souls in their nation, but perhaps they can sign on behalf of all the people, as we call them, their peoples of the nation. But that's different than the direct interaction we have as a soul, with a direct cut out the middleman connection between our soul and the physicality. That's our decision to actually, allow these words to be true, that we don't think about inciting war or developing the tools of war. And, it seems pretty easy, but when you go along and start thinking about all the different ways we've been sort of taught and controlled as to go in that direction in subtle different ways, and also not in space. And there's plans for space wars. We don't want to engage in that. And I think that becomes part of our nature when we start a stronger connection between the soul and the physicality. And perhaps this World Peace Treaty will instigate that in some people. Maybe they haven't considered that connection before. And I know some people have a hard time signing because they don't want to sign their soul into anything that they think, well, what if I have to defend myself, and so on and so forth. But signing your soul into peace is, if you really have to defend yourself, then probably your instincts will pop in and override some of the things that how we think we might act in that situation. And we're not saying just to sit there and allow your family to be harmed or something, but it's a matter of adopting an attitude of peace. And it may be with that attitude of peace that you find yourself not getting into situations where you need to be violent and so on. You find a peaceful way through the situation. And I think that can be done in the middle of a war zone or the middle of a family argument. It's all kind of part of the same thing. Anybody else like to say something? We invite the audience to participate in our discussions here today, as contrary to before, where we waited until the end to allow questions and that kind of thing. So do feel free, if you're an attendee here today, to open your mic and sort of get your elbows into the discussion here. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just saying, bottom line, this is an agreement in a way, a contract between you and your soul. And not all contracts are fulfilled immediately, as we've seen in some of the negotiations, but it's a wish in a way. You're creating that intention that you want to become more peaceful. And as you go down that path, I think you'll find many ways that you can sort of correct. But again, it's between you and your soul.
So the you that you're referring to is the physicality in this case. When you talk about you.
However you want to see that. Maybe the soul is the soul of the creator, and you are, again, your physicality, your soul of physicality, and you're trying to create a peaceful environment between the two, or move closer to the creator, perhaps. Again, it's not a day job.
Yes, Mark. I will also say that, dear friends, as when you all these eons on earth we have evolved in a way like trained or educated in a nursery. And we know how the illusion, the Maya works. And then if we choose peace because of what we see, what we understood, what we experienced, why we came here, when we choose peace, it becomes you, the intention. And then it creates a blueprint in the universal unified field. And it works like the ethos of Nita. You started to behave like this. Your body language changes. Everything, I have experienced that. Your behavior pattern changes. But that doesn't mean when you are creating this balance, and it comes out in a way from your inner sanctum as the blueprint slightly level by level works in your physicality. And you work like that. But that doesn't mean balance is about being kind, but not letting people abuse you. Trust, but don't be deceived. Be content, but never stop improving yourself. Work hard, but don't let work take over your life. Don't lose yourself, dear one. So find the balance between holding on the letting and letting go. Create the inner balance, the intention, peace, and it starts. We become a kind of, as we are going to space. So we have to be like, take what you need, even in our physicality. And we become kind of a neutral person, neutral from inside also, kind of observing anything, avoiding um, things, or not saying no, it can't be happening now. There should be no war. There should be no torture. There should be no violence. There should be no pain. There should be no hunger. There should be peace, abundance, and love. So, my friend, as we said that if your intention is peace, then everything evolves from it. The blueprint creates all that is needed for all souls in existence. So, thank you for asking. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I can add also, if it's not too long, that it's like any other moral values, that we have a list of moral values which fits us, but sometimes we, by different reasons, do anything else. It means that there are consequences. And then there is a word aggression and there is a word defense. Of course, when an animal, some psychopath is coming towards you to attack you, you have to, it's legitimate to defend yourself in danger. That's not aggression. That's even maybe good for the person who is putting you in danger because you stop him from doing you some wrong. So kind of even in legality, they say um, legitimate defense. So defense is that you had no intention of doing wrong to somebody. Means that you just stop somebody from doing wrong to you. So it's all the moral things. It's better to do it because otherwise the consequences are stealing from our souls. We always regret when we are not peaceful. We always regret it inside us, one day or another. So it's better to control ourselves, not to be aggressive, and have peace. It's good for ourselves, for our health, and in the long run, we have sold less from our soul in the end. So it's kind of you finally people do what they want, what their soul of physicality tells them to do, even though their soul says not to do something like that. But the thing is not to have the bad intention at the end of the day, see what have I done wrong, and I try not to do it anymore. Things like that. Thank you.
Okay, perhaps we can move on to our next part. Which is the wishes. And for this part of our program, I'll let the audience know we'll have a full minute of silence after each wish is spoken. And let me see, we have an open beginning for whoever feels the urge for this. Please go ahead.
Everyone has the mic, and if you're prompted to, you can read the wish.
We, the Universal Council, give freely from our souls and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race.
Okay, for today's program, we only have that one wish. Normally, we have more. We'll have more wishes later, and we'll move into the soul connection.
Everybody is welcome to do the soul connection. Welcome. Anybody wants to do?
Well, of course, the Keshe Foundation part of this is where science meets the soul of the man. So to me, it's not abstract anymore. There's actually an entire process in creation that the prophets weren't even aware of how a soul or an entity, in a way, is created, either in the energy dimension or the physicality, which would have both a physicality dimension and an energy soul, let's say. So I'm starting to acknowledge my soul more, and apparently you can join the soul of the man with the soul of physicality by speaking these words in this moment. And again, the creator, as Mr. Keshe said, is hungry for acknowledgement. So this is a way of, in a way, even though you can't perhaps see it, touch it, maybe you'll feel it, acknowledging your soul. And it's almost like giving the child a little candy or a little toy, and you see this is what the soul has been waiting for you to, again, it's playing a bit of a hide and seek game, but now that you've started to understand this, you can give an acknowledgement, a recognition, and I think the soul will light up. It's actually what it's waiting for without it fully prompting you, even though the soul of physicality, as I said before, and the soul of the man or the soul of the creator are fully aware of each. I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. And see what the soul will give back to you. Again, it's kind of an individual journey. You're playing with your soul in a way, or central energies, as they call it in the universe, and I'm sort of playing with mine. And again, what I need or what's heaven for me may not be heaven for you, and vice versa. So it's just an acknowledgement of the central energies. And as we've heard in the foundation of Da Vinci, who's quite a learned man with many inventions, was trying to find that central energy by, in the parts of his life, or perhaps in the latter parts of his life, what powers the structure? Where is the battery kept? And of course, he never found it. But again, Mr. Keshe comes along, the foundation, and sort of explains it quite in detail, not fully, but this understanding of how this central energy, this soul, this star, is created in every being. So I think the soul is just looking for more acknowledgement, and of course moving in the behavior of the soul, which is a perfect gentleman, as I understand it, or perfect woman, in a way, that doesn't offend, and doesn't kill, and doesn't destroy, to exist. So it's just something for you to do with and play with. To me, it was a little bit, again, this entering into this dimension. Sometimes we wonder, is it real? Am I just imagining it? But I do have a strong sense that this is the correct way of understanding, at least at this point of understanding, which again is quite meager. But we're starting to put the picture together, that we are created in the image of the creator with all its capabilities, just a different size, different strength, and different amount. And we're part of the totality. So just acknowledge it and work with it and see what the soul will give you back. It's your closest friend.
Yes, Mark, my dear. So beautifully you said. And the soul came. And I said, you came, my dear. After yawned, and the soul said, yes, I came for you. You have forgotten me, from your me. But I never forgot you. I loved you always. And I'm here for you, as you wanted me. So the soul came, and so much comfort is there. So say, I love you, my soul. Thank you. And the soul connection, dear beautiful soul. Um, uh, Dean, if you want to do the soul connection, Dean is here. Okay. I will start the soul connection in this. Uh, well, I will say, as we are evolving more and more, moment by moment. I will not say day by day of this timeline, but moment by moment. Every moment we are evolving and understanding more about what we are, what we can do, what is going on as an observer too. So this is a position of the soul and the heart together in this ethos of Mitra, the universal unified field, the universal unified love, and of course we are always connected. Just we forgotten for many years. Now we know as we are one soul of peace. So the soul connection starts, and I will do it in English as um, and I will start like as soul being. If we say we are soul being, all the condition that is in the physicality, in the manifestation becomes you can feel that tingling effect, that love from inside. Nothing bothers you that time when we say we are soul, loving soul. Nothing bothers you. No fear, no pain. We are not experiencing that. In a scientific way also, explained many, many times here with our beautiful teachers of Keshe Foundation. And of course, the meditative minds, the beautiful souls and spirits and all that is beautiful heart doing meditation, doing beautiful things. And the soul connection as we do um, be in this moment, in the I am present, here I am, and concentrate on your breathing, breathing in, breathing out. This makes you in the universal love instantly. As we know, when we breathe in, we receive the universal love. And as we breathe out, we give the universal love to every soul in existence. So breathing is living. In India, we say Jivatma, living, life. So breathe in, and universal understand that universe, that you are there. You are. So breathe in and breathe out. Focus on breathing, my dear beautiful soul. Be in the I am present, and then we will start the soul elevation for 2 minutes. And as we are all communicating each other in this world peace treaty, as Master said, treat each other like we are all loving beings. Treat each other equally as all deserve love. So for this moment, I will say this starting this elevation, gratitude for being here, my dear beautiful soul. And the time starts now for 2 minutes, the soul communication, connection, the soul love. Thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful soul. Thank you so much. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude from the core of my heart and soul, dear beautiful souls, for being here always, for all souls in existence, for the benefit of all. Thank you for this soul connection. Thank you so, so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
So we come to the announcement for the connection of the souls. We have the connection of the souls for those who like to assist every night. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and Universal family present on the earth in unifying the soul level every time and every day and at 9 p.m. CET every night for we, the Universal Council, give freely from our souls and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race. So if we can, at 9 o'clock with others, we concentrate, we focus on having peace for the planet, that all humanity becomes like one, with this one soul and for one nation, for one planet. That's what we do, and that's how we are advancing on this planet for having light and love for everybody. Thank you for your what you put inside it, inside this movement. Thank you very much.
And that's what we heard in the opening video, that if we can elevate souls, that they're on this planet, that their life of the physicality changes, then you're worthy to be part of the universal community. So that's a good test. And Mr. Keshe, I think he did say worthy to be part of the universal community. And that's what we're doing with the world leaders and the religious leaders and anyone else you'd like to include in that. Elevate the way the sun does, in a way, not looking for a confirmation that you enjoyed it or anything like that, but just giving unconditionally. And this is part of the becoming part of the universal community. If we can do this, and it's a collective process, and the beauty of it is nobody fails this test, as I understand it. So we're all worthy to be part of the universal community in so many ways, as we continue this process of elevation of the other souls, that the soul picks it up and changes a dimension within the dimension of physicality of the target, let's say.
In fact, if we consider the leaders, the religious leaders, also the humans living on this planet, when we give to their souls from our souls, in fact, we raise them to the level that they get what they want and they're not hungry for more and more. When they get what they want in their souls, they become calm. They don't need to have more and more. It's like somebody who is drunk and then he takes a cold shower, then he understands, he realizes where he is. So there are drunk people who are very much away from their consciousness. They do whatever they like. There is no barrier, there is no consciousness level of something to keep them from doing wrong and aggression to others. So, and they even they don't know it, they're not aware of it. So when we give from ourselves, they become calmer and they become less hungry. And so they start to act like a real human, because the real human has been created as the image of God. We have in our soul a part of the rays of Creator, but these people don't see that light. They're so dirty. This light is completely non-visible. So we raise them. It's an act of gracious kindness we do. At the same time, when they raise, they become kinder to humanity. So it's everybody is winning in this game. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll move on to, did we actually do the invitation here?
Yes, you can join us in this process on the energy dimension at 9 p.m. CET or CEST on a daily basis, and you can spend a nanosecond, a minute, or whatever you'd like. I don't think the length of the time is as important as the continuing to do it and pulsate these fields. This is what's going to happen within the gameplay and within the One Nation Network. The fields of peace and love are going to be pulsed, so let's replicate the One Nation Network in our own structure, and just again pulse for a nanosecond, 2 nanoseconds, whatever you'd like, rather than spend but of course it's up to you. You choose the way it befits you. I'm not here to tell you how to, just to participate in as we raise the collective awareness of the power of the souls.
Okay, I'll play now the invitation to be part of the Universal Council. This is an excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe.
There's something which
Rick, I think it stopped transmitting. We're hearing no audio. There it is. It's coming back.
Yeah, something's not kicking in. Let me share differently here. I'll start it again.
There's something which I should have made announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years. They are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology, with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. And I will say also that please do say, I want to be the Universal Council member and Universal Council support member. Welcome, dear beautiful souls from all over the world. This is an invitation from Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, to join the Universal Council member and Universal Council support member. As a universal soul, we are all. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome again. Do join. This is the moment. This is the time. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salim.
Okay, next we have an excerpt from the last 638th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Get that teed up here now. Starts at the 13:09 mark, and this will be about a 3 minute, 3 minutes or so excerpt on the judgment of his own soul is what I have as a heading.
Interesting experiment. Try to do it. It teaches you a lot about understanding how your soul will manifest itself in a given place and position according to your conduct, according to the emotion. Because the cosmic ray of the creation in the dimension of the universe has the emotion connection to the soul of the man. Criminal souls go up away from the love of the Creator. Those who serve, does not matter as a cat, as an ant, as a man, have their own position according to the emotion. You, everybody thinks you're charitable and everything else, and you're such a good man as a priest, and you're pedophile behind the altar. The soul is aware of that emotion which you have created in your victims, gives the position of the emotion of your soul. Now you know how you are convicted. Now you know what is the day of judgment, that no one knows except you. And this is the whole essential of the world of creation. If you understand how your emotion, your conduct, through the emotion of the universe, through the connection of the hydrogen cosmic ray, find its position and how it operates, and where your soul shall be. It's no good to be lovely, doubly, and such a good priest that abuse the child in the back in the altar. The soul has registered. The emotion of the child, his emotion of abuse, sits in your emotion, and then that has to handle itself in the emotion of the universe that you cannot cheat, cannot buy, cannot do nothing with. This is the day of judgment. Many of you, not understanding this, trying to go through the transmutation, you'll find out you end up in the hell of what we call, in the language of the priest, in the further distance from the position of the emotion of the creator. Maybe now you understand how you decide your conduct and your place in the best of to be. The emotion, the inertia, and the condition of the cosmic rays, and what we call the universal cosmic ray inertial gravitational magnetic field is the dictator of yours. And if in your time of transmutation you make a mistake, and in fact your emotion is wrong, that the soul is aware of, sorry, you do not end. If you go back to the teachings, somewhere in the teaching I have said in the past, those who are criminals will not be able to enter the spaceship because the souls will not allow it. Now you understand why, after years of teaching. It's the same with transmutation. To transmute, because you become part of the soul of the universe, you have to be clean, you have to be clear, you have to be untouched, you have not to have any stain on your life in the dimension of the living. It does not come by, I did good and bad, I stole a piece of cheese and I gave it to somebody else which was hungry. Robin Hood does not work in the dimension of robbing and having a hood on, covering yourself in the conduct of the disguise of misconduct, in the dimension of inertia of the emotion of the soul. If knowledge seekers understand this, then you know why you cannot transmute. You have to understand the dimension of the inertia of the emotion of the life, your existence. Then you understand why some people transmute, why some people can transfer, and some.
Okay, that's our excerpt from the 638th Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last April 16th. And let me get back to our presentation. Yeah, I believe we have the what's called the knowledge and understanding of the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And I will play our background video and music. If somebody would like to go ahead with some of the knowledge and understanding from the 638th Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
Yes, what I understood, as far as I remember, is that when we talk about inertia in matter states, it is the outcome of all magnetical and gravitational, which come together at that special place and create the condition of creating the matter at that place. And for example, there was an example of the trees on the bottom of the hill are different from the trees on the top of the hill. They might be the same origin, but they are different because the inertia is different. And also it's inertia of cosmic rays, which themselves are creating our souls in another level of the force of gravity and magnetic position. And yeah, mostly around inertia. And inertia is responsible of manifestation in the matter and the creation also when it's in the cosmic rays, creating energy forms, and soul is energy form. Yeah, that's almost what I remember.
Anyone else have anything in particular they'd like to say about the last workshop?
Well, to me,
I want.
oh, go right ahead, Shweta, please.
No, welcome.
No, I was making a joke with myself. Are we getting into the pizza delivery business? I know Mr. Keshe talked about harvesting of food and for China, at least to start with, a little bit at first, but then perfecting the seeds. But he was talking about delivering pizza of any sort of shape, flavor, and everything else, apparently through the cosmic rays. But I thought Lyft or Uber Eats or one of these other people, are we going into that market of pizza delivery or food delivery? We are, but in a totally different way, in a cosmic ray way. So to me, this was quite fascinating that the food will start to be delivered as a Gans harvest. Of course, we're in the same position, as he said, of destroying other entities, but that will create a new emotion or a different emotion within you. So I thought this was quite fantastic that the feeding, again, cleaning up our kind of red hands, is going to start to take place as you choose or as you can absorb these fields. But apparently we're all very soft targets for cosmic rays. So when they create the right ones, and as time goes on, you'll actually sense the emotion and the smell and the taste of the pizza, but it'll actually be delivered. The energy will be delivered through the cosmic rays. And this is quite fantastic. So this could be your supermarket. And as I said before, this game is your spaceship, I believe, as travel will be a part of this game, again, using the cosmic ray technology. So that was one of the things. But yes, I'm still sort of trying to understand this inertia and gravity. Apparently, there's some in the matter state and cosmic ray state and the soul state and the emotion. And again, trying to get the behavior correct. So there's many things to consider here, but somehow we're understanding a little bit more week by week, bit by bit. But I thought the feeding is excellent. And of course, you'll be able to be fed for just a few cents of your gameplay, let's say.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. I also want to say about inertia and the gravity. Like, it always works simultaneously. If your work has no gravity, it doesn't work in this magnitude. Like, if a boy, an engineer came with a blueprint, like, a blueprint of a colony, and he submitted it to the chief engineer. And he says that this is the blueprint I made with so much effort. And this is the initiation, the intention, the blueprint, initiate, inertia. So I will say that initiation is inertia. And when you want to manifest that, he came to the chief engineer to say that I am ready to do the colony, start the colony. But the engineer, when he sees the blueprint, he says, okay, but the blueprint is very good, but still you have done less effort in so many areas, like, and I will say the effort is the gravity. Like, he hasn't done punch, like, the gravity in it, the depth of that blueprint. So the inertia is there to initiate the intention, the blueprint. And this is the gravity that is to be, that has a magnitude also. This it doesn't make sense. There is no heaviness in this blueprint. In this swimming pool or in this colony, the roads are not with proper sanitation or the work you are doing, proper channel. So this is how inertia and gravitational work, and very little difference. The depth of every work, the deepness, the concentration, I will say. Well, what you're talking has no depth, you have that inertia, but it doesn't working because there's no layers in it like that. So here, when we say like me, like I'm saying, if I'm saying something about our teachings about Keshe Foundation, I say it with my, I initiate this speaking. I initiate this speaking to others to manifest in their heart and soul with much, much depth, from my inner sanctum, the gravity. So, and it works many times. Thank you. And this is how I understand the two, in a way, in this oneness, and the two become one. And when the two become one, the manifestation happens, and the beauty also comes out. Thank you, Mark, my dear.
Anyone else want to share a point they've been pondering, thinking about, or something that touched them in this workshop? Feel free.
Or a moment
And
of
also,
silence is good too. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Shweta.
I also want to say that this inertia works as a being. You are individually also. The conduct of these violent leaders, I will say, they initiated in this position themselves also, in this chaotic position. They created so much violence in this world, in this planet. So with that is a gravity, that is a depth, and this depth is like, coming out now in this moment, whether they want or they don't want, it is coming out. That was the gravity they had created in their position, and they don't understand. Everything is coming out because of the depth they have done this. So both the way this inertia and gravity work, in a way, to create this magnitude, higher, low, kind of that. Yes. Thank you, my dear.
Okay, perhaps we can move into another excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop, number 638. This is about a 5-minute excerpt, and it's about news from the Keshe Foundation. Let me just get the other video stopped. And get this one teed up. We're starting at the 2-hour and 6-minute mark. Okay, we'll begin that now.
So can we, by using the right field and emotion in our soul, create the grain of changing in physicality?
This is part of the Keshe Foundation cosmic ray packages, which is going to be added hopefully in the future to these antennas. The way we now send the frequency of the voice. You know, when you when you talk somebody on the phone, and in other part of the world there isn't your voice, it's not just them. Your voice has penetrated the whole world with this antenna or this message you send, and where there is a right matching inertia converts to the voice and the person hears your voice. Now we can do the same thing with the energy of emotion. And if you understand the implication of it, if I'm not using that mobile phone, I still receive the energy, but I can't convert it. You understand? I don't have the right number to convert, but I still receive the same energy. So in a very near future, when we start transmitting the energy of peace, energy of love, using the 10,000 on ends, then you see the whole humanity changes. I remember I'm sure some of you remember, we had this group, this old lady in Shenzhen, who used to go around and put gas waters in the ocean, in the sea. She used to do that. I think she still does it. She's alive. Every Sunday she goes and puts it in the sea. This is what we do now with the cosmic ray, which we can transmit through our system. We keep on putting it, and we change the people. We don't wait for you to eat. We know the, what do you call it, the field strength of the plasma of love and peace. Once we get this 10,000 units transferred, covering the whole of the planet, I wish some of you knowledge seekers, or we have to do it, we'll put these in a sealed, airtight pack and dump them in the oceans. Hundreds of them in the oceans. That we cover the whole of this planet. We put them on our highest points on this planet and let it transmit. You go for, God knows, to Himalaya, to go on the top of the Everest, drop 2-3 boxes there. We cover the whole of the planet. It emits, and the field will cover all of us. Doesn't have a number. It's our soul which changes it to peace. I'm not a dreamer, but I know the science. We just need to mature our scientists to be able to complete the process.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you very much. I go back again to our knowledge seekers in China, and I don't know if we can do the other part of it. You can support the Keshe Foundation by buying Keshe coins and receive agricultural products starting from next week or so in China. We package it, let us to evaluate. But the initial packages will not be 100% GANs because we're changing an existing system to a new system. Next, maybe 3-4 weeks, then it'll be totally all your products you buy from us is 100% developed through the GANs technology as a first part. This will allow us to rapidly invest in the further researches and developments and bring a Keshe coin to be part of. We don't want you to pay us in yuan in China. you buy from the Keshe Foundation, through the structure we set up as a cash coin to bring it to be. How we pay locally or which other scientists we pay in other part of the world to ship the good for us becomes a part of the Keshe Foundation work. But you can buy cash coin and through it start purchasing your goods. In China, agricultural goods. Very soon, waters of the Keshe Foundation and other systems. And then in the next year or so, we develop this internationally around the world, and other knowledge seekers can join us in this shop of the Keshe Foundation through the, what we call, the Enlightenment game. Any other question?
Okay, that's our excerpt with some news from the Keshe Foundation. And let's get back to the presentation. Next, it's time for transmutation. And this is open. Normally it's Moshfek, but I'm sure he'll have something to say, but it's also open to others. Can someone explain this drawing?
Yes, it was a sketch made by me many years ago, my Derek. And it is like, the soul, the inner sanctum. It is a pyramid over there, and a spaceship is hovering around. And this is the inner sanctum, the DNA, like a machine also, as we are dealing with now, but not the AI. It is coming out of the inner sanctum, related to the DNA of the earth, the RNA of the earth, the DNA, RNA of every being on in this living space, and it is coming out through the pyramid at that time. So I like a serpent coming out with a intelligence, higher intelligence, and it also looks like a machine as we are dealing with. But and people will understand when we say like that, not and now the technology is developing as we know in the plasmatic AI sector, the plasmatic when that is not human intelligence, we say AI. But in the universe, in the cosmos, that there is no such thing as AI, but the intelligence of higher level, and that is how we can say, uh, well, of course, these intelligence are coming out from, uh, well, from the inner sanctum of Earth, and there is a civilization, and it is coming out there. And at that time, that was a sketch that this sketch was done by me. I thought the inner sanctum like that, and like this. It is not, uh, but I thought maybe I can show this time. It was, um, and I was going through very deep pain at that time, and it came and it surfaced like this, like this intelligence, a higher intelligence. Of course, the pyramids are all over the world are grid, and they will work as a beacon. So at that time, I didn't know that at clear, but now I know. So this was like that, my Derek. So I wanted to share it. Thank you. Thank you.
And that does seem like a transmutation. As he said, I think he said you're playing the game and you're hungry and you wish for pizza. If you touch the system and you create a match, you will actually, the energy will be converted into taste. And he said that about the apple, the honey, the lavender, I think, and the rest. So they're going to use or do a transmutation through these headphones. Again, create that emotion of the apple. He said it's an elaborate system to do it, but they overload you with the emotion or the energy of the apple. And this is part of the cosmic ray feeding, which we're already doing 80%. It's just the 20% that we're going to pick up in this process, if your emotion matches the emotion of the system, apparently. And then, of course, you'll do it on your own because this becomes inculcated within you. Now you know how to do it, or maybe a few times or many times for some. Everyone will be a little bit different, but this is the way the feeding will come if you so desire it. You're still welcome to feed the old way, if we could call it that. And people will still do it, probably including myself. But we're moving in that direction, knowing that we can exist without killing and destroying. And I think more and more as we become enlightened and elevated, we'll move naturally in that direction. And even those who are eating the Gans harvested food, as he said, what emotion does that create in you? And it's probably moving you to more of a balanced position, I'm thinking. And of course, there's many pictures to come out, Rick. I'm looking forward to that, of the toe growth, or we've seen pictures of the finger with the bone. And apparently there's thousands of pictures to come out. So we'll have much for the testimonial meetings in the future, as those pictures of the work of the Keshe Foundation from years ago apparently will start to come into the public. So many beautiful things being prepared for all of us to, again, reach that position and join with the universal community.
Yes, my dear Mark, many beautiful things. It is like, you unknown also. We haven't experienced this peacefulness, this love before. We are going to be. Yes, of course, indeed.
As he said, a gift from the Creator in a way. All we have to do is participate and support and expand the network.
A gift from the Creator, Mark just said. And we too are part of the process. We as Creator, we can give as gift energy as well as matter, material state that we are familiar with. Things in material state. Now, which one do we choose? Do we have to make a choice? In the last Keshe Foundation workshop, there was Mr. Keshe talked about inertia. And so let's take a different look, or look at inertia from a different way. Inertia, when we look at this word, one of the aspects of this word inertia is inert. So, in the conventional science, we think about inertia as something, we talk about inertia at rest or inertia of motion. But when we talk about inertia in the world of plasma, which one are we talking about here? We're actually talking about both. Previously, we have talked about how waves interact to create standing waves within a certain condition. So, and we can use these kind of condition where the waves are in motion, but as a whole, the structure remains static. If we look carefully within this static structure, like matter, for example, there is motion in the fields. But as a whole, it forms a design or a structure or a pattern which holds things together. And here we have things that are at rest, but within the rest there is motion. In fact, the motion is creating the condition of rest in a way. And this as a whole, we can just call it inertia. It's not whether inertia at rest or inertia of motion, neither of these, but it's inertia. It's the energy and the design together, which under certain condition of gravity or gravitational forces becomes matter state. The matter state that we see all around us. So inertia is the basis. Basis in the sense that things are held together in a pattern where there is motion, but things are static from a certain point of view. And as we bring this design from its field state, we create a condition much like from water vapor to ice. So the inertia of any matter state, let's take the example of iron for now. It's in the field state of inertia. It's a pattern. And then we condense it and it becomes the iron that we see and love, and we make magnets out of it and all kinds of things we do with it. So there is even more rewarding things in terms of giving gifts. We can give people energy, but we can also manifest any material from the energy by adding the inertia of that particular matter and then condensing it to the matter that we know. So we can send energy to people or other beings, but we can give them iron, gold, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just another kind of inertia. Gold has a certain type of inertia. Iron has a certain type of inertia. And under a certain condition, we can see the pattern. And we have talked about this patterns of material objects in this workshop as part of this transmutation section. So this inertia is, we can call it the design in the fields, where a certain arrangement of motion has created the design for gold, ourselves, it doesn't matter. It can be any number of things that we see in physical form. And why do we need to know this? When we transmute, we just don't transmute energy into matter. We can go the other way too. So we, from the matter state of our existence right now, we can move to inertia within the environment of the soul, and then the soul can take us wherever our desire takes us to. And then this inertia of us carried within the soul can manifest as a human being if the environment is conducive to that, or something else which is more suitable for that kind of environment, another form more suitable. So the inertia can take different shapes depending on the environment it interacts with. So what some of the things, matter that we see on this planet won't look the same when we take them to some other, a new environmental condition. So we have to get a little more flexible in terms of our thinking about matter as they exist and matter as they are in their essence as inertia. So it's inertia of a combination of motion and being still, both together. It may sound like it's how can it be both? A wave is a motion. When we, through reflection, when we create a simple example of standing wave, there is motion, but as a whole, it's still. So when we bring these two separate ideas together, inherently, apparently opposing, but inherently harmonious, then we have inertia in true form at the energy level. And once we understand this, we can play with it, becoming matter, and then moving back to energy, and becoming matter again somewhere else in some other form. And it's, you can think of it as then we can be the creator at play, creating shapes and form of different types, depending on where we are as we become familiar with inertia. Thank you very much. That will be all for today. And let's, if anyone else wants to add some more, or from the audience specifically, or question or comments, all are welcome. Thank you.
And I'll remind our attendees that there is an opportunity to speak basically anytime you wish. You can put your hand up if you want to, but all the microphones have talking permitted right now. So if you do have something you'd like to say, please come forward and share.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Is it Guillaume?
Yes, it's my username, but my name is Win. Yes, I would like to come back to the drawing of Shweta. This is from Mrs. Radhaji Ashrak, who says, Shweta, what I see is that you're connected with the queen of the pyramid of Cheops, with Pluto, with Saturn, and with the pyramid of Saqqara and Orion. So you are connected with the feminine part of the soul of Earth and of universe. This is what Mrs. Radha would like to tell you about your drawing. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, my dear. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. Gratitude.
Okay, well, perhaps we can move forward here. I'm supposed to play about the April session, but I don't have a timestamp on that, so I'm not sure where that is in the workshop.
We can skip that.
Okay.
This is the okay. Thank you, my dear.
I think suffice to say that the next cosmic ray transmission session will be in May. It might be May 1st, but we'll have to wait further news on that in the next Knowledge Seekers workshop coming up in 2 days. Okay, next part is what's called the needs and wishes. And
Thank you, my dear.
a reminder, our audience will have 30 seconds of silence after each wish is spoken. Thanks. Go ahead, Sweta.
Yes.
Huh?
We. Yes. Yes,
I thought it
Mehran,
was-
welcome.
Yeah. We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. This is our wish, and our wish is our command.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal. These are our wishes, and our wishes we command.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for the protection of those living with fear in natural disaster areas, and our soul wishes to help cover all emotional and psychical needs.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed, with unconditional love and inner peace, so that they respect the lives of all populations because they are sovereign and free. Our wishes, our commands, we are present.
We, the Universal Council, give to our soul that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families on the planet.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. We are here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful soul. Join this evolutionary path of peace and enlightenment. Join in peace, as we are all peaceful beings, always. So thank you. Thank you for joining in this path of peace and enlightenment, dear beautiful soul. And I also again welcome, Suswagatam into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Be in the knowledge of the universe. Be in the knowledge of the universal love. Welcome. Welcome to this universal love here in this point of start. Thank you for all souls in existence. Thank you so much for being here always. Gratitude from the core of my heart and soul. Salam, namaste, salute the Universal Council.
I cannot next in the words. Thank you so much. And invite every people to every nation of the world. First, continue elevating all governments, all leaders in all areas, scientists, religious, government, economics, etc. Because when you know, when you believe, you create, or create peace. Continue work and building peace, and say thank you so much for all souls you give freely, daily, and permanently for build that peace, for the way to the peace, because we are the soul of peace. And invite to all communities, please ask to your soul, is you ready for serving to the others? You ready for serving your community? You take a last 60 years old, please, you write an info at keshefoundation.org and say, okay, I dispose my name, my soul for serve to my community. And of course, when you serve your community, you connected to all souls and connected to the all souls at the universe. I give you name for be part of the Universal Council. Thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful souls. And many people work all the time with your soul, and we do work for be part to give to that knowledge to the other people across the planet and across the world. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lissy. And of course, thanks to all the members and support members of the Universal Council. Before we go, I've posted in the chats about the Fukushima cleanup video from some time ago, decade or so, but might still be relevant. There was just a significant earthquake in Japan a couple of days ago or yesterday. So perhaps it's time to think about that again. It was suggested to me from Lissy. So, okay, is there anything else to say before we come to a close?
I want to thank everyone for respecting their microphones. This was actually quieter than the transmutation session, so thank you all. Maybe Universal will do this again. And of course, this is what we heard in that opening video of the creation of the Universal Council. Is the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne, in the physical life. Just thought I'd leave you with that. But that's in the creation of the Universal Council. The elevation of the soul to serve becomes the key.
Well said, Mark. Thank you. All right, well, that brings to a close our 427th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. We'll be back again next week at the same time and place, and hope you can join us then. And remember that your microphones will be able to be opened if you wish to speak, and perhaps you will consider having something you'd like to share next time. Okay, let me see. I think that's it, other than I can announce the next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. Starts on Wednesday, April 22nd at 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time. And it's open to the public, anyone who would like to discuss things of the plasma nature, or especially if you have something practical you'd like to show that you've been working on, some experiments, or even maybe not in the physicality, but in the on the energy level experiments you may have been doing. That's a good place to do that sort of thing. Okay, do we have a microphone open with Jabani? Did you want to say something, Jabani? Or
yes,
oh, please go ahead.
I just want to say that by my voice, I wish that over the world, all the leaders come together to understand that living on earth, we need peace. And we together work, which is peace on earth in each corner. So peace come and we live together in a good way. That is what I give and I offer over the world. My wish is my command.
We are present, my dear. Thank you.
Good wish indeed. Thank you, Jabani. Okay, I think we can bring to close in our usual manner.
And the reaction of the plasma. Dance and clap, beautiful souls. Be enjoy, blessings of Ma. Thank you so much. Clap, and dance.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Shweta, for that introduction to the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit video that I'll play. And may everyone dance and clap their way into the day. Thank you all for being here, and see you in the next public teaching workshop.